Prime Minister Lawrence Wong has underlined the importance of trusted journalism, declaring Singapore needs credible media more than ever to help society distinguish fact from falsehood. Speaking at the 180th anniversary of the Straits Times, Wong reaffirmed the government's full support and confidence in the paper's mission to inform and hold society together. His remarks come amid debate over ST's independence, especially after up to 900 million Singapore dollars was pledged to its parent, SPH Media Trust. Wong explained that public funding is essential to sustain quality journalism, avoid partisan ownership by private billionaires, and maintain public trust. He stressed ST must adapt boldly to compete with countless digital platforms and remain relevant to future generations, even if that requires significant changes in style or tone.
I believe there will still be a place for print, and we should all do our best to keep print newspapers viable in Singapore for as long as possible.
Despite such reassurances, skepticism persists. Many Singaporeans have questioned whether the government's financial backing allows ST to remain truly independent. On social media platforms such as Reddit and Facebook, netizens have asked if journalists at ST will pose hard questions to those in power. Some doubt whether the paper can avoid serving as a government mouthpiece, given its reliance on state funding. One Reddit comment described the newspaper as a monopoly that still requires government help despite diversifying its business interests into property and aged care. Another comment criticized what they saw as irony in PM Wong's rejection of billionaire-owned outlets, pointing out that ST is already heavily funded and indirectly controlled by the state. Some argued that both billionaire ownership and state control can threaten true journalistic independence. One user wrote that Singaporeans should not have to choose between billionaire-owned media and state-owned media, but should instead have independent journalists who report in the public interest. Several netizens compared Singapore's situation to international examples. One noted that while government ownership carries a partisan slant, at least an elected government is accountable to citizens, unlike unelected billionaires. However, others countered that real media independence comes from autonomy, not state or corporate influence. One cited the BBC as an outlet that once enjoyed a reputation for neutrality, but has struggled to maintain it amid funding debates. The user suggested that ST could position itself as a truly neutral outlet, providing balanced coverage of both Eastern and Western perspectives, arguing that doing so could fill a gap left by declining trust in other global media brands. Ravi Philemon, chief of Red United, criticized PM Wong's rejection of billionaire-owned media as ironic, arguing the Straits Times is already funded to the tune of $1 billion to keep the ruling party in power. In a Facebook post, he said Singapore's media avoids tough questions and fails to challenge the government. Philemon warned the real threat isn't foreign billionaires, but a press kept loyal through state funding, shielding inequality and entrenching political power. Some Singaporeans stressed the importance of critical reading and media literacy. They argued that citizens should consult a range of credible outlets rather than depend solely on one publication, whether state-backed or privately owned. One user commented that media must serve the people and retain enough autonomy to scrutinize those in power without fear or favor. Another urged fellow Singaporeans to read widely, pointing out that a healthy democracy relies on an informed citizenry capable of questioning any narrative. According to the 2025 World Press Freedom Index published by Reporters Without Borders on 2nd May, Singapore ranked 123rd out of 180 countries. The report criticized Singapore as an example not to follow, citing a severe lack of editorial independence and little respect for press freedom. RSF noted that independent political journalism is scarce, with outlets like the online Citizen forced into exile.